across myself. But without further ado, hello everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of AED&D. We are back on the Guild of Brockheart, starting season 2, and I'm washing my face out right now with light. Okay, a little better. That's even worse actually. So we are starting season 2 on the Guild of Brockheart, as we have just pivoted away from Powerless, with Donny Danger as the DM, and I was next in line. So without, as always, here with Man Bear and Donny Danger.
Hey.
And don't forget, if you like what you hear, enjoy, drop a like, follow, review, and subscribe, and all that jazz. That really helps us out. And if you need to contact us, hit up our email, aednd.bork@gmail, or tweet at me at Bork_17, and I will pass it on to the other guys.
Or if you watch on YouTube, leave a comment, and I usually check those.
Yes. But without further ado, I was running late, so I didn't get some fancy music. But it's time for this last season recap. Okay. Last season on the Guild of Brockheart, a group composed of Toriel, Gnomeface, Willow, Demi, and Donny Danger headed out from Brockheart towards Ashbourne on orders of the prince. Mufasa had previously attacked to take the throne and needs a bit of a talking to. So as the team approaches, the team heads out, and they approach the graveyard in their trip towards Ashbourne. Gnomeface decides to annoy Donny with some firebutt, and after some freaking out and laughter ensuing, they proceed to march through the graveyard. Exiting gate is locked. Donny was double checking and got his sword a bit stuck. Whoops. Going back and looking around the graveyard showed a relationship between the mausoleum and certain gravestones. The team fought through some spectators and activated a ritual, changing the air into the graveyard into a thick, dense, foggy mess. After taking a breath within the mausoleum, the team headed out and got confronted by a wraith. Toriel selflessly summoned all her creatures to fight the wraith and allow the rest of the team to get out. The rest of the team successfully escape and make it to Hammerfell. They realize that this is a small and humble crossroad city that has fallen on hard times. A cult has appeared nearby, influencing a lot of the citizens. The team investigate the cultist meeting grounds and notice that they are gathering in some underground ruins. Upon infiltrating the cultists, they learn the leader is inspiring the citizens to jump into a vat that feels corrosive to the touch. Some fighting, defeating the leader, and some pretty intense diplomacy causes the rest of the citizens to stop jumping into the vat. They only lost a few, but the actual number they do not know. The team brings the citizens back to Hammerfell, and after reuniting the people with their loved ones, they press on towards Ashbourne. The trip to Ashbourne went pretty smoothly, except for Donny Danger picking a fight with some highwaymen. And the team were stunned at the sight of Ashbourne. Looking down from the hill, they were expecting to see a large kingdom, and they ended up standing there and looking at a large pile of ruins, smoke still entering the air. Our group cautiously proceeds in search of finding out what's going on. They ask around and are informed that the city rebelled and provided a very unwelcome return for Mufasa after he came back from trying to storm Brockheart. He is currently in his palace as the city is being cleared. Our team confronts Mufasa, and he is sitting on his throne, essentially on his deathbed as he has a large wound. Donny throws the king onto the floor when he hears he wants to die on his throne. And the meeting ends when the rebellion leader actually interrupts and briefly explains what happened. He escapes, and the team heads back to Brockheart. The Prince of Brockheart is heavy-hearted after hearing of his uncle passing, who was King Mufasa. Regardless, he presents the group with a stipend that served as to kickstart the building of their guild. They speak with the construction company and return to the prince for their next orders. He requests of them to head to Yellowseed and help with the issue that they are having. Also, on the way there, please guard a caravan on the way to Hammerfell, as there's a lot of goods headed that way, and some bandits have been spotting more and more frequently. The team groups up and meets another adventurer named Shadowsfire as they begin guarding the shipment. Their friendship runs its course, and they separate after arriving at Hammerfell. While while just recently visiting the city, the arriving at Hammerfell provides confusion, as the entire city now is being rebuilt and growing at a very surprising rate. Turns out that the citizens that jumped into the vat now actually produce gold as an excrement. This brought a wave of wealth to the city, and they are establishing themselves as part of the Trinity. Our group continue and head on to Yellowseed, where they arrive in the middle of the night. Not too much interruptions along the way. They split up, Donny and Willow one way, Gnomeface and Demi another, looking for clues. Donny heads to the city council and find out that they're having some issues with their shipping lanes, that some boats are disappearing. And they request of him to head on over to the fort, where they will head out and accompany the guard boat to go out and see what's going on. We return as a group, saddle up and get ready. They jump on a boat, and they're about to set sail from Yellowseed. We are on season 2 of the Guild of Brockheart.
Oh yeah.
That last bit, the whole season 2 thing, love the voice, man. Well done.
I did that was the last minute, and I need the applause button. I was okay. So my throat actually held out. And that only took 10 minutes. That was good. It took like 2.5 hours to write it, 10 minutes to say it.
Yeah, ain't that how it goes?
I kept getting distracted, and that water does not taste good. It's still whatever.
Honestly, didn't think you'd be going that far back, all the way back to Mufasa and everything.
That's when our last season started.
Yeah, I wanted to recap the entire thing, which, like, I mean, it was 17, not even 17 episodes, or 17 sessions, because I ended up splitting a couple. But yeah, so it was only like 14 or 15 sessions, and you guys did quite a bit. I mean, after realizing when you guys started and then where you guys ended, I'm like, well, technically you only did like one mission for the king, but it was kind of more in depth. You had some side missions and everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we had some side quests and some other random shit to boost ourselves and our own goals.
The graveyard was something else though too.
You didn't mention though that we did go back to the graveyard and I found some sort of snake pendant.
Oh yeah.
You didn't mention that in your recap.
Well, that wasn't. Was that? I didn't think that was viable. And plus, that I forgot that part. On a side note, I started that story history on the Google Drive thing. I want to like completely fill that out, like to the detail of what happened. I mean, not like If ever decide to like convert it into like a book, we can add like conversations back. But like that type of stuff, I want to make like a full on history and stuff. I started with outlines, but we'll have to go farther than that. That's just something to do in there.
Puppers. Yeah, my beautiful puppers. Sorry, my dog showed up.
I mean, that's
Well, my mom's dog, I should say.
All right. So are we on the ship? Did we meet the admiral? I thought we met the admiral.
Literally, as we left, or at the end of last season, you guys got on the ship and you were setting sail.
I honestly didn't remember getting on the ship, to be honest. It must
Yeah,
have been a bad night for me.
it was like 2 days worth of like 2 in-game days. Like, I ended up listening to the episode in preparation for this, and it was like a half hour of just like, all right, are you guys getting ready? Are you guys going out to get extra stuff? And then they're like, no, we're just gonna get on. And I'm like, okay, fine.
Hey, Bork, my friend is saying ads keep coming up over the stream, but they stop when she closes the app. Is that something on our end or Twitch?
I have ads that automatically pop up on my stream, so I get incentives for having ads pop up.
So what you're doing?
I mean, it's technically. If she subscribes, she won't get ads. It's plain simple. But if I run 3 minutes worth of ads within every hour, I get a higher ad revenue chunk. It's like it's 60% versus like the 40% it was before. If you don't run at least 3 minutes worth of ads or something. It's Twitch thing.
3 out of an hour isn't that crazy.
I mean, if you think about it, like you're watching a TV show on like cable or something, 10 minutes out of the half hour is ads or commercials. Like if you watch like the 20 or half hour like comedy show. Thanks for following Noelle Belly. I like that name actually. But yeah, if you watch like, gotcha. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, if you watch like a half hour, like one of the rom-com or something, and it's like a half hour, like if you actually do the math, the commercials there are 8 to 10 minutes long if you add them all up. So
yeah, that's why I said 3 isn't that bad.
So 3 within an hour is not terrible at all. Okay. So present day, we join our team, our crew of Donny Danger, Gnomeface, Demi, and Willow. That's it. Yeah. Join the 4 of them as they are settling into their bunks. I don't know, where do you want to go? Like literally anchor's just being pulled and you guys are setting out. So I don't know if you guys who wanted to be on the deck, who wanted to be in the I forget where you sleep in part.
Well,
I would prefer to be on the deck. I also want to work with my water summon if I can. Summon the water out of, or summoning an elemental out of ocean water. It would be new to me, so it's something I would like to do.
I'm gonna say you're not allowed to start practicing magic and stuff. Like you can be on the deck, but you have to be out of the way. You can start doing that stuff once we're out at sea.
Okay.
I want to
stay on the deck then.
I want to clarify some things before I decide what I'm going to do. Are we on a mission? Are we doing a quest, or are we just on board? Are we just with the crew going wherever they go?
You're helping in case there's pirates or a monster or something. You're helping the captain figure out why merchant ships are disappearing.
In that case, I'm going to run to the edge of the boat and throw up. Ugh, never been on the sea before. Gnomeface. Oh.
Okay, not even like 10 feet out past the dock, and Donnie's already throwing up. This is gonna be a great time.
Oh, great. I kind of, just glare at him as he pukes.
How do you guys do this? I say to the other sailors.
I'm gonna say Willow's gonna go up to on the crow's nest. There's some space up there, so she's gonna go up there. What's Demi doing?
I'm gonna say because she is a healer. Maybe she sets up in the maybe she sets up in like the cabin area, and in case anybody gets hurt, she can heal them, and kind of sets up like a nice little healing station for the crew, just in case.
Okay.
As soon as I'm done getting it out of my system, I just stand there waiting for pirates. They gotta come any minute.
If you're puking, you're gonna be puking for a while yet.
Okay. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. So our team, they were all loaded up. They put their stuff down in the cabin, and they head back up to the. They all head up to the deck and go to each of their respective places. Willow, being the very agile and dexterous person herself, climbs to the top of the crow's nest, figuring if anything happens, a nice easy vantage point to run to the action. Donny goes in the middle and is looking very anxiously at everything, and then all of a sudden he realizes he's too anxious and sprints to the front of the boat and just empties his stomach continuously. He's purple in the face. Demi sets up in the cabin where she'd like to, practice her healing medication or healing spells and just more of comforting, where if anyone gets hurt, or she kind of makes her own infirmary underneath the deck. And Gnomeface just kind of like stands out in the way, kind of jumps up on the anchor cog dial thing and just watches everything go, waiting till he can start practicing some magic out in the wide open sea.
Sounds good to me.
So the ship, the captain is, calling out orders. The crew are all doing whatever it is. You don't even know what they're all doing. They're just like, there's people running around in all different places, and you guys, well, Donnie's not noticing anything. Gnomeface, you're just noticing people just there's like 100 hands doing different things. And you guys you barely leave the dock. Like, you get just around where like the fort is positioned on like the fort's, on like a little peninsula. You kind of get around the front of it, and all of a sudden like a flare comes shooting out from the fort, like over the top of you guys.
Right away. So somebody is alerting people. I can tell that much. Like, they're letting them know we're on launch.
I see a red glow cross the waves as I vomit upon them.
Yeah,
and I look behind me for a moment.
I'm gonna say this is like yellow. It's actually it's not a red one this time. It's a yellow. At that, you hear the captain yell to everyone to stop and to drop anchor. You have like 5 seconds to decide if you're gonna stay seated or if you're gonna jump clear. Gnomeface.
Actually, as soon as I hear the captain say drop anchor, I start like, I'm not gonna say I start running, but I start like briskly walking towards him, like, what's going on here? Like, I'm confused, so I want to talk to him, so I'm heading towards the captain.
Okay. Well, for funnily wise, I put you on top of the anchor gear. So like if you didn't move, like you would be spinning in a circle as the anchor dropped.
Yeah, so I'm moving immediately anyway.
So all of a sudden the boat comes to like a halt. I mean, not a great halt, but like it slows down and comes to a stop. You see the captain. Before you can actually get to him, you see the captain is like on the back, looking off over the side, and one of his right hand person, whatever, it's like, hey, pointing out, they're over there. Donnie, roll a d20. Let's see if you get
Donnie or
it's Donnie.
Okay.
Plus con bonus?
Yeah, sure.
There is no constitution on my character sheet. I'll just roll a d20.
Yeah, just d20. 6. Okay, yeah, you're still puking. As you approach Gnomeface, you hear the people on top, like, you're just walking up and you hear them saying, "Oh, they're coming up on the port side of the starboard side of the boat." And the captain and his right hand or whatever go down to, with the ladder where you guys, not where you guys came on, because the dock was high enough that you guys just walked onto the boat. But like, if someone, it's a little dinghy that's approaching the boat and they're climbing up.
Okay.
So as are you gonna do anything, or you notice them collecting near the ladder? Or are you gonna?
I'm still trying to approach the captain. I'm like, what? I'm still curious. What's going on here? Are they abandoning us? Are they? Is there something I'm not seeing? So I'm like shouting, "Captain, Captain!" What? And I'm trying to get his attention so I know what's going on.
You're not getting his attention. Someone ends up interrupting you and be like, "Hey, what do you need?"
What? I say the same thing. What's going on? Where are they going? What's happening?
Yeah, hold your horses. The captain will tell us once he knows.
Okay. And you said it looks like the captain is approaching a dinghy, or is he like going down to it?
No, he's approaching to where like the dinghy would pull up next to the ladder on the side of the ship.
Okay. So I take the sailor's word, but I also want to be leery, so I kind of like back up, but like I'm also keeping my eye on whatever's going on over there.
That's fine. So as you're doing that, you see a kind of a gentleman climb on board and hand a note to the captain. And like the captain like opens it or whatever, looks at it, and he's like, where's that group from Brockheart? Where's that group? Someone get me that group from Brockheart. You hear it. He's saying it to like the people around him, like the people like the people who do the dirty work for him, so he doesn't have to.
I'm still puking.
So I heard he said something about Brockheart.
You heard him. I mean, he's saying it loudly. Like you overheard him. Like, where is that group from Brockheart or whatever?
I approach. Is Willow keeping an eye on us as well?
Yeah, I mean, she's up top. She can't hear them up there yet, but
she can see everything.
Yeah, she's like talking to the person who's manning the crow's nest, like they're taking turns. So he's like being like, yeah, he's explaining this like how they communicate up there.
Okay, well then, yeah, I go down and I approach him when I hear that, and I go, that'd be me, sir.
And he goes, hello, yeah, you were Gnomeface, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am Gnomeface.
I have orders from. I have a note here, but I have news for Demi, I believe it was.
Oh, yes, that's my girlfriend. She's down in the hold, setting up a bit of a medical care station for you guys. Do you wish me to go get her?
Yes, urgently, please.
I do so. I head to the ward and I collect Demi, and I kind of pull her up and I say, "There's some note for you."
So you guys arrive, and he goes, yes, Demi. So, and he like, there's a note within a note. So like the first note, he's like, this is for me from the Admiral, and he's like, this note's for you. And she opens it and she starts reading it, and you can see she gets pretty scared as she's reading it.
I go and I put my arm around her.
She goes to you and she's like, my dad is sick. My mom is requesting I come home and help out because she doesn't think he's gonna make it.
I nod solemnly. I really don't know how to talk my character. You know, he is technically a 12-year-old boy, so he kind of just like
I thought yours
nods
was
and
a
goes,
little
"Yeah,
older.
yeah, huh?"
I thought yours was a little older. I thought you guys were like
No,
at
he's
least
like
15, 14, 15.
no, he's like a kid who's just discovered puberty in women, and then he snuck into this game,
Oh
so he's
yeah,
like
okay.
12, 13. So yeah, not knowing what to say, never having been in a situation like this, he kind of just I just nod my head and I go, of course, you need to take care of your family. By all means, go. We'll be okay, and I'll see you in Brockheart.
She goes, yes. And she asked the captain, "May I go get the rest of my stuff? Uh, do I have time to go get the rest of my stuff?" And he says that he obliges, and so she runs down, goes grabs her stuff. As she is under deck, like you're you're just I don't know if you're gonna wait with her or go with her, but yeah.
I'll wait up on the deck. I'm uncomfortable. I really don't never been in this kind of situation, so I'm kind of like in shock. I really don't know what to do. Part of me thinks I should be trying to comfort her. Another part thinks I should give her space. So I'm kind of waffling.
Well, as you're doing this, you hear a little thunk behind you.
I turn around.
Willow's standing there. She just appeared
I
like
go, "What's up?"
out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm guessing she jumped down from the top. I go, "What's up, Willow?"
What's going on?
Demi's parents are sick, or her father's sick, and her mother's requesting her to return to help with the tavern.
Well, good thing I came down. And she runs down to uh go find Demi and I mean she know you all know where you're
Yeah.
staying, so she goes down and then after some time, they both come on up and then Demi like yells out to Donnie and he's still just keeled over.
I think I need a healer, Debbie.
And so then she says goodbye to all of you and she joins the person who rowed the boat out to the ship on the little dinghy and they start heading back. As they get
I'm
away
over here.
Huh?
I said, no, that's the wrong way, Debbie. I'm over here.
As they clear the back of the ship, the captain starts barking or starts giving orders and just like clockwork or just like a well-oiled machine, there's people, dropping sails, lifting the anchor and all that, and you guys are on your way again.
I'm
It's like
not really in the mood to practice anymore now that Demi's gone. Like my zeal for my magic is kind of extinguished for a little bit. So I head down to where she was starting to set up her thing, and I do have my healing magic. So I kind of sit where she was setting it up, so I can do what she was gonna do. I feel like I should do that because she's gone now. So I kind of set up a not as good little healing station with my own heal spell.
okay. Um yeah, so Willow climbs back up to the crow's nest. Donnie, roll another d20 for fun.
Ready. Ooh, a 4.
You're still sick. You're
Gotta
gonna be
get that
sick for a
bad
long
RNG
time.
out. Gotta get that bad RNG out of the system. That's all it is.
Bad RNG is your life.
I'm just puking it out. I'm puking out the bad rolls.
Okay, yeah, so you all start heading out and it takes like an hour or so and you get out from the natural like funnel of the land. I did not actually save my photo to put on here. I drew a very crude image of what the world looks like, and I forgot to put that on here. Yep.
Hmm.
So, anyways, I mean, it doesn't really matter. You guys are headed out, and then once you hit, like, it's pretty easy sailing until you get out to where the ocean ends up, like, transforming, where it's once it's gets closer to land, like you have some way, like some like big waves here and there, but for the most part, like it's all being broken apart and it's a lot calmer. So now you have like giant like swooping waves versus just like the little bit like boom boom boom. It's just like whoosh, and like you can see like it's windy as all hell today, and yeah, like Donnie, if you were sick before, you're even worse now.
This just
It,
keeps getting worse.
if you get seasick, but it's also like um it goes from like kind of like driving on instead of driving through like a bumpy area or whatever, it's like rolling hills, like driving through rolling hills. So it's like you're going a lot more up and down, but it's taking a lot longer to get there. So it's kind of like smoothing out at the same time. It's getting a lot rougher. But that's just because you're in the open waters, and that and you hit a point where you're like everything on the boat kind of slows down. Like you guys are just sailing, or it turns out to be like a day and a half, where you're just in one direction, headed on out straight from Yellowseed, and people have done what all they had to do to get up and rolling, and it's just going. So during
The
this,
attendees in this day and a half.
huh?
Have I had any people who need healing
No,
in the day and a half?
it was pretty smooth. Like you didn't fight anything or anything. It's just you're kind of like out to sea now. Like you can't see land from the deck anymore. It's just it all kind of looks
Okay.
the same in all directions. You see a few little, merchant ships, large, like everything from like small little schooners to some brigs. See a couple like giant frigates, and you also see like some military ships, but mostly it's all like merchant ships out here. Just headed their course, Um, but yeah, what would you like to do for the rest of the first day while you're out? I guess if you're setting up, were you going to plan on being healing for like the first day and a half?
Yeah, I honestly, like I said, with Demi gone, I've kind of lost my motivation to experiment with my magic, and I feel like somebody needs to fill her role. So I sit down and I wait for anybody to come to me for healing.
Okay. I mean, I the only people who really come down are people who are taking their sleep shift time or whatever.
At one point in between my vomiting, if I have my sea legs enough to walk over to the med bay, I'm looking for Demi because I still don't know what's going on with her. I'm hoping she has a remedy for me.
I mean, you go down to the cabin. I mean, some people tell you like I guess some of the sailors will joke around and tell you like, hey, you need to eat eat this the bug's eyes or whatever. You need the jello to calm your stomach, whether you take it or not. But like you end up making your way and you find Gnomeface.
Gnomeface? Where's Demi? I thought I'd find her here.
Her father is sick. She so she had to go back to Brockheart to help her mother.
Oh. Huh. That's unfortunate. Well, unless you got a remedy for seasickness, I guess I'll just eat some of these things the sailors mentioned. In the meantime, I'll be keeping watch up top. I'll be right out, Gnomeface. I rush back out to vomit again.
I mean, at this point, you're just not even like producing anything. Your stomach's just like doing somersaults. Eventually, one of the sailors brings you a pint. Like, at least if you're gonna be out here, you might as well, keep your mouth moist.
Oh, many thanks, good friend. And I swig it down. I stop for a second to think about what I just did.
It doesn't come right back up, but like, I mean, I don't know. If you want to roll, I'll tell you if you end up how much of it comes up. But yeah, you kind of feel like your stomach is a little happy that it actually has something to process. Yeah, I mean,
I think my roll reflects that.
You drink like half of it, and then it's like, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe I'm getting better. And then you do one, and then it's like, and then you feel a little better, and you're like, oh, okay, and then you drink the rest of it, and then it happens again. So you can get like halfway through a pint before. So it's slowing down.
I'm growing those sea legs.
But yeah, so after like, you guys are headed out pretty much straight from the first one. You end up spending like a day, like it turns over to the next day because you left like in the middle of the day, and it's in the middle of the night, and then all of a sudden you hear there's like a flare that gets shot up into the air again. This one's blue. It's a bright blue. Actually, both of you roll a d20.
Regular d20.
Like with wisdom, I guess it's perception check. I'd assume this would be when you're sleeping.
Yeah, we'd probably be in our cabins. I got an 8.
Ooh, my wisdom is good. Well, that's 5.
Ooh, how'd you get a 0?
No, he rolled up
because I fucked up something.
He rolled
I got a 9.
All right. I roll again. Whoever gets higher wakes up first.
Oh, on that 20.
15.
Okay, so neither of you like wake up at the sense when like the boat's slowing down and like they drop the anchor. But after like your body ends up noticing that like it's the same way on how like everyone always wakes up as soon as you park the car in your driveway. So they're asleep the entire way in the drive. Like, but as soon as you pull into the driveway and park, something in their body's like, hey, we stopped. You should wake up. Donnie ends up getting that a little bit before Gnomeface. Where you are like I would say like halfway into the interaction of when they stopped or whatever. So you're shut to the deck? Just straight out?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
As I wake groggily and see that nobody's there. Okay.
I was giving him a chance to wake you up if he wanted to, but he said no.
Oh.
So,
okay.
Donnie, you run out and you see two boats are pulled up next to each other, and they have the not like the planks, but like they have the boards that they put out, and so like both boats are kind of like anchored with each other at a safe distance, and people are walking back and forth. So, from your assumption, you can assume that this is a friendly boat.
Okay. My hand was itching towards the hilt of my volcanic greatsword, but it eases away. I was hoping to see a little bit of action. It was a bit late. What's going on over there? I guess if it's complicated, or if it's not battle related, I should probably get Gnomeface. Let him handle it. I meander over to Gnomeface's room just to make sure he's up.
I'd say in the time it took you to go up and that you would like meet him. If he gets out of bed right away, you would meet him like on his way out. Like you're still in the cabin area. I mean, you all have just like hanging like hammocks. That's like it's all in the same room or whatever.
I see Gnomeface. It's no fighting, in case you were wondering. People are moving around out there.
Before you can discuss with him, he gets a chance to wake up, and then I'll let you know when. Depending on what he does, like I'll let you know when Donny shows up.
So I wake up, I notice Donny's gone. Is he the only one gone, or is a lot of the crew gone?
No, the ship's kind of bustling right now.
Okay. So I'm a little confused. Like we didn't go to bed too much late last night, and so I kind of get up and start kind of heading towards the deck.
All right, you get like 4 or 5 hammocks, like rows of hammocks down, and that's when you bump into Donny. Like you guys both turn the corner because like they're kind of like snaked in here or whatever. You guys both turn the corner and it's like, oh hi, and whoever wants to say something first, it's up to you guys.
Hey, Gnomeface.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no fighting. It's nothing crazy, but people are moving around up there. But you should know.
We should probably be ready. We are here to be bodyguards.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess we could check it out. I say and yawn. I head back up. Expect Gnomeface is coming up too.
Yeah. Go up to the deck and kind of. I don't want to get in the way, so I kind of like sit by the side by the door and keep my eye on everything.
Donny, roll a reflexive check when you get to the top of the stairs.
Oop. 22.
Nice.
You feel like you successfully like dodged someone from like coming up and like grabbing the side of you. Do you have the option to do what you can reflexively like do what you want?
I kind of just gesture, hey jackass, what's the hurry? It's not like we're under attack.
The guy swinging his tankard is like, hey, you little scallywag, what are you doing? Where's your tankard? We need some ale and you need to drink some more.
Oh, well, if that's the case, I guess we're having a late
night
party.
Quit your talking and go down there and get your tankard because we got plenty of ale up in here.
Unexpected, but all the more welcome for it. Of course, I rush down to get a tankard.
Yeah, you dig around and roll a d10, and that's how many minutes it takes you to find one.
8.
8 minutes. All right, so in 8 minutes you can join back up on the top. So yeah, Gnomeface. Donny gets to the top, and you see like this interaction, and like someone was like, you know, not necessarily threateningly grabbing him, but like was grabbing him, and then Donny runs away or runs past you, and as you're walking back up.
I kind of just glare, but I also know Donny has a tendency to piss people off. So with me not knowing the actual particulars of what happened, I kind of keep my eye on everything. Like, is this Donny's fault or is it this guy's fault? Really just watching.
All right, so you get to the top, and the guy is standing there because it's been like 30 seconds.
Just standing there?
I go, how's it going, sailor?
I mean, the way you made it sound like you'd be down and back in like 10 seconds, so... He goes, yes, yeah. One of the other greenhorns. How are you? Where is your tankard? We need some ale. We need to toast. We need to drink.
I'm a bodyguard, sir. I can't really get drunk for who would then protect you.
Oh, we're all bodyguards here. We got ship A and ship B, the lovely ladies they are. Oh, we have all the people drinking on here, and pick a ship and grab some ale, and we all are having a good time.
Just a second. I want to check something. Um. No, I don't have anything like that. Um. I'm actually. I'm gonna cast charm, mainly because I want him to leave me alone. So I want to charm him to think that I'm drinking.
Okay, and what's their
Oh, it's not a spell. It's an ability. So I'm gonna use charm because it
well,
doesn't have an
yeah,
MP cost.
I meant, but like, what's your level in it?
Oh, 0. I'm very poor at it.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna attempt to
So it's
charm the person.
yeah, 50% effect with, or it's roll percentile to see if it works. So
You
just roll
failed.
a D100. Nope, I failed already.
Yeah, I roll it.
Well, I don't
I
even
mean,
get to roll my.
I roll a percentile. You roll a d20 on how successful it is, and then I roll a percentile on whether it actually succeeds.
Oh, okay. Shite.
I should have had you roll the d20 first, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Okay. Well, I go. I'm sorry, sir. I really wish I had charmed him, but I'm still trying to talk myself out. So, like, I'm sorry, sir. It's late, and I do not wish to drink. My partner will be up here soon, and I'm sure he will drink you under the table, good sir.
Like, oh, well, then next time, you little guy. I know your buddy here is ready to go to, drown himself like a duck in a pond.
Well, he's been vomiting all day, so
That's
he needs
until
to
we
let
gave him a
loose.
little ale yesterday. It calmed him down a little bit.
Yeah.
And at that point, he's like, just send him over towards the, I forget what the barrels over, as you can, and where he's pointing, you can see like there's a couple barrels there that are. You notice that like not all of the crew are drinking, but like there's only, half the crew, and like they brought some barrels up to the top, and so they're just having like a
Okay.
deck party. And so he like to tell your friend when he comes back up that we are right over there, and he starts meandering his way away.
Okay. So whenever Donnie runs up, then I just point Donnie in the right direction. But I keep my watch.
Okay, after what feels like a significant amount of time, Donnie comes hurriedly back up, and he has this really like beaten, like not taking care of tankard. Like he must have found it like underneath someone's bed, and you don't even know if it's sanitary for him to drink out of. But he's so excited.
Yeah.
A Gnomeface. Joining us?
Yeah. No.
How often do you get a chance to drink on the seas? Especially with this company.
I'm still kind of down because of Demi being gone, and I don't really feel like explaining that to him. So I'm like, I'm gonna be the responsible one and keep a watch for, whatever the fuck is sinking these ships.
I suppose. Well, we're all up deck, so guess in a way we're all keeping watch while having quite a time. Anyways, I'll be off.
If you really believe that, I kind of say, and I shake my head as he walks away.
Yeah, so you do that. Donnie, you go off to the the where Gnomeface pointed you. You kind of like you're about to like you pour in your first beer, and you like look at it, you're like, take a sniff of it. You're like, should rinse this out, and like you kind of like dump the beer a little bit, like sneakily, and then like rinse it out, and then you start drinking some beer. You're having a good time with them. Gnomeface, are you just gonna stand here and just watch the people drink, or are you gonna look out to sea or look around the ship, or what? What are you doing?
Am I doing?
Yeah. What are you doing while he's drinking and having a good old time?
I'm kind of staring at the stars and moping. Like I'm a kid who just lost his girlfriend, doesn't know what's going on with her, so I'm kind of like moping and like staring at the stars and watching out over the water, and I'm trying to pretend like I'm being on duty, but in all reality, I'm just kind of in my head like, what's wrong with Demi? I hope she's okay. You know, stuff like that.
Okay. I mean, you do that. Uh, after a while, you hear some. So where did you really move? So when you guys came up, like you had the couple masts.
Oh, I want to be up on like where the steering wheel is, so I can see over the deck, but I can also see the water.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, you're. I mean, there's someone up there, manning the steering wheel. One of the captain's, sidemen. Um, you hear some commotion below you, but like you're sitting up there, and you can see out on the water. Can see the stars. Whether you're looking forward or looking towards like the back of the boat, or toward like through the stern, like towards the back, or like more towards one of the sides. But yeah, that's what you notice. You notice there's lights on below you, where like the captain is. You hear, I mean, you just hear talking and some commotion, and then you
Mhm.
just seeing the stars type of thing.
Yep.
So, I mean, if that's all you wish to do, I mean, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. That's all I can think of for him to do. Like as a player, I really want to do a whole lot of grinding, but my character is going to be pretty mopey for a couple days.
Fair. All right. Donnie, for the sake of role playing, roll a D100 and
All
hope
right.
you get higher than a 5.
65.
Okay. So you were having a lot of fun with the gentleman. You guys raced back and forth across I don't know what they are, the planks that connect the two boats together. Like you guys are having drinks, stumbling here and there. You're racing back and forth. No one seems to fall into the water, and it's all working out pretty well. Um, after a while, uh, you hear someone where come out of where your ship is, and come out where the captain is. His captain's quarters. Yes. Um, and see him come out. He gives some orders, and he goes across one of the planks. And at that point, people are like singing like more of a bluesy style tune as they're starting to clean up, and the people are going to their respective ships.
All right. Chance. Retrospectively, did I notice Willow joining in the activities tonight?
Uh, that's a heads or tails question.
Hmm.
Yes, she did join in for a few. You don't know how drunk she got or anything, but you didn't end up noticing her up there, and she had a drink or two.
Good times. Good times. Did I also find, like, I imagine I had some small talk. So, did I learn anything about the crew that might be worth remembering? The captain's name, whether or not there's any history about this ship?
Like about the ship that docked with you.
Yeah.
Yes, not that you'd currently remember, but yes, you did learn a whole lot. Essentially, this was another ship that was like from Yellowseed or has spent time in Yellowseed. So the people here knew each other because they've, interacted plenty of times before. Um, you get the vibe in that they're working to that the two ships are working together.
Okay. Cool. Were they wearing uniforms similar to
Yes,
those that okay.
the uniforms are very similar to the ones that are on the people that are on your ship are wearing.
Cool.
But after that, most of the people who've been drinking kind of are just like they're sitting on top after they hauled the some of the barrels back down, like the empty barrels down. I mean, they mostly just open the door and just push them down, the ones that are empty. Um, they have a system, but yeah, uh, then they come back up and they kind of like they're so you get the idea that they're finishing the last glass and sobering up a little bit before they continue to go down and go to sleep because it's a lot easier to clean the top or the deck than the cabin.
Well, those things die down. I guess I get ready for bed too. I did wake up in the middle of the night for this, unless the sun's almost coming up. I'm not sure what time this is.
I mean, it's not the middle of the night anymore. I'd say a good couple hours went through, but like it feels like a couple hours went through, but like it's still night. I mean, in like a 24-hour time clock, I'd say it's probably hitting around like 3 o'clock, 3:30.
All right, I head back to my cabin to catch a wink.
Um. Okay, so that's what you did. Gnomeface, what are you doing once you hear like the door open and close and the one captain head on back? So you hear the commotion of like the one captain leaving and crossing to his own boat, and then all the people starting to clean up. So you just gonna sit
Yeah.
there the entire time?
Actually, I'm a little curious. The captain coming over and like basically yelling at our people for being slackers, I'm guessing. I kind of like I want to check him out. Um but I don't want to move over to his boat. So I want to actually focus my attention like on his boat and see if I can spot any unusual things going on with his crew.
Um, I'll roll a d20, and if you get a nat 20, I'll make something up.
Yeah, okay. I got a 14.
No, you get a pretty good look at like what the crew is doing and what he's doing. You can tell. I mean, it's a different captain, but like in terms of this is very much looking like a sister ship. Like the ship
Okay.
itself looks like a sister ship, but then like the crews are kind of one and the same. Like as a
Okay.
whole, like individually they're different and whatever, but like as a whole, the crews are pretty much identical. Like they look the same. They kind of act pretty similar, probably because they're all sea lovers and seafarers.
What I want to do, if you'll allow me, I can enchant. Right now, it's just basic enchantments. But I want to ask the guy at the wheel for like his spyglass, if he has one, and I want to enchant it. Um, Basically, just to give it a little bit more of a zoom, if I can.
Mm, I'm not gonna allow that one.
Okay.
On the whole like you don't have anything. Besides, I mean, you have enchanted, disenchanted, but you don't have any like magic or properties that we similar or related.
Hold on, I'm checking my items. I thought I had in a book on enchanting, but I must have given it back already. Oh no, so your weapons aren't good. Book to learn basic day-long enchantments for gear. So I do have a book for basic enchantments.
Yeah, but that's enchantments for like weapons to make them. I will say in the time that he's like leaving and they're set like taken up, even if you had a book, you really wouldn't be able unless you like exactly
True.
reading it, but like you don't like the book that you have is for enchanting gear like with
Yeah, I
like
get it.
weapons and armor and stuff like that. It's not gonna help you with the tool.
I get it. I get it. Makes sense. I knew it was a long one. So give it up on that. I kind of
You can use a spyglass. The guy's like, yeah, as long as you give it back, here it is.
yeah. Um, it's a little too dark to spyglass without like an enchantment for bonus. So I do kind of take it because I don't want to look like a fool giving it back to him, and I kind of just scan the horizon. And as I see like the party cleaning up and everything, I give it back and I go, I think I'm gonna go in for I'm gonna call it for the rest of the night since the crew seems to be settling down. Um, enjoy the rest of your shift, I say to him, and then I head down towards the cabins.
Okay, so as you're standing there and you take it and you're playing with it, like different distances, like you look out over the water and it's just like you can see the moon reflection off the water, and it just kind of like the day, like looking out where it's just two shades of the same color, which is still blue, but like two darker shades, and they kind of like blur together where they meet. You take you take it, you're looking around, it's the same in all directions because you're in the middle of nowhere. Um, you turn your attention towards the other ship, and you can see them pretty clearly, honestly, with the moonlight, the lantern light on the ship and stuff. You see the captain walk into his captain's quarters. You see someone on the wheel, just like where you are. People there
Hmm.
cleaning up and such and such. You see them, lowering the barrels and under the deck and stuff like that. Pretty much a spitting image of what you guys are doing, and then you're like, oh well, this isn't too special, and then you hand the spyglass back, and you head on underneath the deck. Um, at this point, like you guys, hop back asleep. Uh, you're asleep for I'd say probably till the morning, a little bit into the morning, because I mean it's the people are on the ship have their normal uh uh, shifts and stuff, so they have like when one set goes underground or underneath, the other one pops up, and then if they're not needed at the time, they're just hanging out under the deck mostly or whatever, or playing games. Um, so yeah, you guys aren't necessarily woken up because it's your shift or anything. You just wake up like a couple hours after sunrise, and um the ship is bustling. Like you have the other ship is way gone. Um, you guys' anchors are up, like you're just sailing away, and uh, yeah, the captain's out on top. There's the people who need to be doing something are doing something, but other than that, like the rest of them are playing dice and playing cards. Not necessarily cards, playing dice, either above on the deck or down in like the lounge area. Donnie, I'll say roll a d20. Um, if you get below a 16, you're hungover. You look frozen.
Did he freeze?
Yeah. No, I can hear you guys.
Oh, there you go. I thought I saw your camera moving, but Okay, yeah. I mean, you're hungover. You're not terrible, but like, you had quite a few drinks and not a clean tankard to start with.
Yep.
But yeah, honestly though, I think this is where we're gonna cut it because this is where we normally cut it at 9 o'clock. Donnie has to work in the morning, and we all have to work in the
Yeah.
morning. So
Not me. I got a sick kid. I had to call in.
already,
Yeah.
That's
That's
naughty,
not a
naughty.
choice I have.
Yeah, no, that I get that. So yeah. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this episode on the Guild of Brockheart. Our adventurers set sail with the crew from the fort in Yellowseed, but shortly after leaving, Demi wait, I don't have to do that full one. Yeah, our crew set sail, even though they're down one more person, and they are headed on out in the open seas looking for whatever could be causing ships to be mysteriously disappearing. So don't forget to, if you enjoy our content, drop a like or give us a review or blah, blah or something or another. Subscribe, follow, however the deal works for your podcast and stuff. And if you need to get a hold of us, best is tweet at me at Bork_17, or the email is aedand.bork@gmail.com. And thank you all for watching, and hope you all have a great night.
Adios, folks.
Catch us next week at Friday.